some big news just released a new stimulus package was just announced. Today, I have all the details for you in this video. There is a small group of bipartisan senators that are working on this package. There's a couple Democrats and a couple Republicans working on this package. Why is that important? Because they are coming together on the bipartisan basic recognizing that they need an additional stimulus package right now. That's amazing because here's the thing, if this were bipartisan package as in one party, coming forward, the likelihood of that thing getting passed could probably get pretty slim. However, it is both parties working on this together. They are working on it together to get this thing done. That's incredible. The last time that we saw this done was actually way back in December of 2020 when they passed up the $900 billion bill that contained the $600 stimulus check. So this is actually a really big deal that they are working on this together. Now, this is a still developing story, so we don't have all information quite yet, but I can tell you a little bit of information about it that I found on this package so far. Now just hang out with me, because this is going to be the framework, the structure of the bill. This always going to change. In fact, there's a little bit of the framework that we are seeing right here, right now. I could be willing to get this is probably just the framework. So it is going to continue to build onto this because this is just like a house. This is like a foundation, the framework, right? The forming of the house. I warranty you, there's gonna be more architects that coming on this thing and say, we need to put a window over there. In other words, more money over there. We've got to put a nice big staircase over there. More money over there. My point is, this package is situation that is in right now. Quality 8. It's going to get bigger from here, so this is actually huge. Because here's the thing about the 2 weeks ago. So also we got initial announcement out of the couple different representatives coming out saying that they were talking about introducing a new COVID relief bill shortly. After the new year, those were representatives that were talking about that. Now, we've got this small group of the senators, so we've got a couple different people here working on the COVID relief bills. They are finally recognizing that we need more money. This is unbelievable. Like, this is something that we never thought was ever going to come ever again. But no, it is finally happening here. So let me tell you the details that we know as of right now. And please remember, this is just the structure. This is the framework. It's likely to be built on top of this. So as of right now, it's looking like it's going to be the $68 billion bill, which $68 billion sounds like nothing compared to the last couple of packages that were in the trillion. This is the starting point of this bill. It's likely going to balloon much bigger than this. So the $68 billion is where we are currently sitting right now. So far, what they have to in the bill is to help out in the fighting for businesses, restaurant, Twitter, tram, things like this, and even minor league teams, sporting teams. This is the absolute framework of this. Here are some of the key takeaways. Number 1, we have got a group of senators. Here is a bipartisan group that's working on this together. Democrats and Republicans working together side by side on this. We almost never see this happen. This is the big deal. Number 2, we are recognizing that they also recognize that they need another COVID relief bill with everything going on right now. Here, what they are doing this for and why they are starting to recognize that. Here, the point is the still cursing economic disruption. So, this cursing caution of the price to be cancelled every day. Restaurants are closing, chain is having restriction. A lot of these places, these businesses, they are not even able to open because necessarily the virus is running through. Many people are out of work right now because of the virus that they are calling in, and they cannot even open up their doors because they don't have any workers. That's why this is such a big deal. The economic impact behind all of this are starting to wait. This is exactly what we have been talking about for probably 2 weeks. There were a couple different representatives working on the new COVID relief bill, but haven't really heard anything about that in probably a week and a half. Well, now we've got these senators working on this amazing right. This COVID variant continues to spread like this. That's going on out there. All these business closures, things like this. One more thing that everybody conquers that the whole deal, right? Hundreds of people over there running the show. So anyway, this is actually really encouraging news to know that they are coming out with this and they are working on this actively, right? Here right now, one more thing I know that a lot of you are probably going to reach out and say is there are stimulus checks in the package. Here's the thing I want to throw it out there one more time. And just make this very clear, and this is how these packages always start. They always start with a small framework, right? And isn't always small framework and say, okay, here what it is. We've got, $100 billion and whatever they say. Let's start building on it from here, and then they start building in and everybody start coming in. There's about 100 different senators. There are 100 over 400 representatives. So in total, there's over 500 people lawmakers between the House of the Representatives and the Senate. Over 500 people. All of these people have their opinions, right? They all might want to come in and say, well, these sectors over here need some money. This is just a simple framework, right? So as President Biden have said before, it's more adventurous to go big than it is to go too small, too early, right? So if they come in way too small, it's not going to do anything. They've got to come in really big to start out, really aggressive right away. And that's what helps it out, What I mean, I've heard the president say this a few times over the last year. Or so you got to go really big right to start. So I don't know, this kind of encouraging, right? When I came across this, I thought this is finally the information that I've been waiting for long now. Now again, does this mean they are going to pass this? Well, we don't really know. We don't know if they are going to pass anything. These teachers, they talk about it, but the simple fact that they are talking about it lets us know that they are working on this on bipartisan basis, and they're actually pretty encouraging when it comes to all of this stimulus and any point. Remember, especially as the bipartisan bill, they could add anything in there, but they won't. And all of this really needs is majority vote in the House, and it needs those 60 votes in the Senate to get it through. And if the Republicans and Democrats are working together on this right now, do you think they are going to be record that 60 votes in the Senate? Probably, right? because they are working on it together. It's an effort between both parties to come together for the greater good of the country and the people. Well, we help people anyway and to do something during this time.